There was a gentleman in the military that was off to the side during our pregame, and he had his 2 kids, and one of his son had a Dak jersey on. Dak stopped. He thanked the gentleman for his service. He took
Erin,
a picture with the kids. Like, it's just, I'm so grateful to be able to work with these guys, to watch their career, with an awesome seat and be able to interview them. Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeart Radio.
Oh my God. Where are we going?
I don't know. I have no idea.
So many questions, comments, and concerns. Welcome, everybody, to the Calm Down podcast. Do not adjust the brightness on your screen if you're watching this. My face, it looks blue. This lighting in the hotel, whatever. The windows are tinted. I'm in Las Vegas. One of my favorite places, which, by the way, I've been here for 2 days. And Erin, you would be so proud of me. I have not played roulette once. I have not lost $1 yet on my gambling. Gamble responsibly. The crown is yours. But
are you okay?
No, exactly. Well,
are
not
you
by the looks of this lighting, I'm not okay. It looks like
stop.
a lot of things. My nose is still running. We're fine. This is a big podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We have a lot to cover. Starting with the conclusion of the regular season. Congratulations, my dear. It is over. You are on to the playoffs. You will be covering the Cowboys and the Packers. Hello, storylines. Mike McCarthy, the Green Bay, the Cowboys. Are we going to get out of the first round? Are we not? I don't know. Are you excited?
I'm excited. I'm excited to, I think all the matchups, honestly, and all throughout the entire postseason are great. I mean, obviously, the one in Detroit is phenomenal. I'm so intrigued what's going to happen with that Miami-Kansas City game. There's just a lot. What are the Eagles okay? What are we all right? What's going on? Baker, maybe there's so much happening.
The playoffs.
Nobody talked to me Saturday, Sunday, or Monday,
Nope. Nobody talked to me any of those days, and we don't have a show this week, which I'm kind of bummed about. Because
that's so annoying.
I know, because it always depends
30
on
minute
when the window is. But maybe we'll have a show.
So we won't. This was a stupid question.
What?
I was gonna be like, so we don't have game breaks? No, you asshole. Sorry.
No game breaks. Although I'll just text you some game breaks if you want me to. Wait. So regular season's over. We're excited for the postseason, all the things. I was very excited. Big night for me last night. So I'm in Las Vegas for a deal with a couple different things. There's a big convention out here if anyone knows what CES is. Okay. But I had a dinner with sweet Charles Woodson, who I work with, of course, on Sundays. But everyone knows, or if you don't know, he went to Michigan. We get it, went a Heisman, the whole thing. And
I feel like Michigan people let everybody know that they went to Michigan.
Michigan.
We got it.
Oh God! You're in trouble. Michigan fans, go blue. I look blue.
I love Michigan. I had a great time there. Dave Abloff, the head PR guy that was all with Harbaugh. I love Michigan. They're so great. They're so supportive of where this is just a salty SEC girl. You know, it's just fair. Like I feel like you guys always win. You don't. I get that. I realize it's been a while.
Well,
but the Harbaugh family on the field was adorable. His dad, Jack, who I've actually met, was so sweet. His little mom, come on.
Who's got it better than us? Nobody. So cute. But so Charles, we were at a dinner, and Charles, being such a good team player. First of all, it's the national championship. He's clearly the fandom is there for his Wolverines, and he's sitting at this dinner, and I kept texting him, and I was like, are you losing your mind right now? Because there was no TVs. He's like sitting at this corporate dinner because it was like, God,
and he must have been getting paid.
So I started laughing. I was like, he's like, team guy, whatever. Anyway, so they bring an iPad over. And so he started, not an iPad, it was like a tablet, whatever it was, and starts watching the game. They win. He starts singing Hail to the Victors, and it was adorable. But that's not even the headline. Congratulations, Michigan, on winning the national championship. But the headline is, I got to meet Bo Jackson last night, and I've never met Bo Jackson. And we all, anyone that knows me knows my favorite player of all time was Deion Sanders. But Bo Jackson, I had the Bo Nose poster on my wall. So, after a couple cocktails, I was like, here's my chance to ask him any question I've ever wanted to ask him. So I asked him what his walk-up song would have been had they had music back in the day. Of course, playing for the Kansas City Royals. He said anything Tupac. Now I was like, wow,
Nice.
okay. So Tupac would have been a walk-up song for him. And then I asked him about the story behind the bow nose poster, the shoulder pads with the baseball bat. I was like, how did this happen? Did you come up with the idea? Like, did Nike come up with the idea? He said Nike came up with the idea, but then there was all this drama with the photographer, and the photographer died, and the son took over. And then he tried to like steal the likeness of the thing. And so then Bo had to assume it was a whole to-do. So this poster now has like even more meaning for me. Anyways, there's very few people that I get like a little like around, but I'm like, it's Bo Jackson. And he couldn't be nicer. Like, what a dream. But yeah, so that was like a check off on my little list, and also a reminder of how cool our jobs are sometimes
So
when you
cool.
get to meet the people who used to have like a poster on the wall. And then watching the national championship game highlights, because I didn't get to watch the whole game, and seeing Michael Jordan and Derek Jeter together in that frickin' suite. And I was like, if I could be anywhere in the world right now, I would like to be right there in that suite. It was so cool to see them together.
I also tell you what I really love about Derek Jeter is that he just went. There's no pictures in that suite. Like, he's just there. Like, it's not
adorable.
like, ugh. Anyways, I want to tell you this one Bo Jackson thing. I got to meet him at also an event. I got to interview him. It was like a Super Bowl thing. I had asked him, just dealing with the injury and knowing it was over and just how he was able to process. His mom was really sick. She had either just been diagnosed or she had passed. And he was like, honestly, that's real life shit, not what I was dealing with. It was so interesting. And I walked away just being like, God, this guy is such a badass. What could have been? But he's a really, really nice man.
Yeah, really, really sweet. And then we started talking about hunting because he's into hunting. I'm not into hunting. I can't do that. But yeah, I was reminded last night that I got to like share in the moment with Charles, but then also like have that Bo Jackson moment. And I was like, we have awesome jobs and really cool things that we get to do. So
can I brag about my job for 1 second?
Yeah, of course.
And two guys that I know you have spent time with and feel the same. Just after our game in Washington, getting Dak and CD.
So
and
cute.
CD was just so, I mean, of course, he should be with the season that he's had and obviously what he did in that game, but just so excited and so happy. And I just said, let me see your hat. And I said, oh, that's not bad. And he goes, anything with championship on it, I want. Whereas Dak was like, I'm not touching, almost like a NHL kind of vibe. I don't want to touch it. I don't want it. I want bigger things. We say this a lot about certain athletes we cover. I'm very fortunate, and I know you are too, to have a really great and strong relationship with Dak. And my CD one is obviously developing over the years, but I'm so proud of them. I'm so happy for them.
Aww.
They are just the good guys in the league. And we say this every single time we cover Dak on our crew. He's so wonderful. He's so likable. There was a gentleman in the military that was off to the side during our pregame, and he had his two kids, and one of his son had a Dak jersey on, but a Commander's scarf. And I walked over and I thanked this gentleman for his service, and then I said, "Wow, you're conflicted over there." And he goes, "We're huge Cowboy fans. We're dying right now, but we are friends with somebody on the Commanders." And I said, hold on a second. And I saw Dak running, and I just grabbed him and I said, please come say hi to this kid.
Erin.
This is pregame week 18. Dak stopped. He thanked the gentleman for his service.
Oh,
he took
Erin,
a picture with
that.
the kids. Like, it's just, I'm so grateful to be able to work with these guys, to watch their career, with an awesome seat and be able to interview them. Love those two. Happy
That's
for
really
them.
sweet. It's also really sweet of you to do that, because that kid will never, ever, ever forget that. And now I can only imagine, like, yes, you and Jarrett, have access to people and athletes that not a lot of other people do. But like, think about whoever Mac's favorite player is going to be, and like giving him the opportunity to meet that person or even talk to them or take a picture. Like, you never forget that. I was during the games over the weekend, Joe Davis was telling the story that they were on a call with Justin Jefferson, because they had the Minnesota game. And he said, my 3-year-old came in the room because Justin Jefferson is his favorite player. And he said Justin Jefferson lit up even bigger than my 3-year-old did, just because he was so excited that was his favorite player. And he was echoing those same sentiments about how awesome it is to work in a sport like this, but with guys like this. And that's the part that I always, have to remind myself. And when I watch some of these shows and people, and I get that they get paid to like,
I agree,
analyze, but like at some point I'm like, these are human beings. And like, when people are saying these things about Jalen, where it's like, oh, oh, he's a bust and this and that. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Like, knock it off. Like, knock it off. Like, this whole society we live in, it's like build people up to tear them back down, to build them back up. And it's like, even with Josh Allen and the Bills, and it's like, everyone's allowed to have their opinion, of course. But I just always take a step back and I'm like, it's fine to analyze like what happens on the field. But like, remember that these are still human beings. And I don't know. I can't imagine if like, well, yes, I can't imagine. We've had people tear us down. But anyways, back to the originally scheduled program. Just be nice. You can still have an opinion, but just remember how it comes across. Okay.
And on the other side of it, last one, Terry McLaurin, we had him come on.
My
we
God,
were
I
on
love
a Zoom
him.
with him, and I texted you right after. And it's just like, this guy has played with so many quarterbacks. He continues to put the numbers up, have, the success he's had, and just sit there and answer the questions and be the spokesperson for the team. And he's so lovely. And I said to him, and I know you'll love this, everybody's like, thank you so much for your time. Like, we appreciate it. And he's like, no problem. And I said, Terry, when you get where you're going to go, whether it's Super Bowl weekend or when you first get your taste of the playoffs, you have to know everybody in the national media is going to be cheering for you. Like they were with Matthew, like they were, because it's like, he's one of the good guys and we just want him to win and get his due. And I want that for him so much.
Absolutely. I mean, it's not. I remember doing a sit down with him for NFL Films this past offseason, and I can't remember now if it was 12. He's played with or caught a pass from 12 different or 13 different guys, and it's like
insane.
At some point, but still to have the humility that he has, but as well as the like positive outlook. When that's, I mean, they rewarded him with a big contract because he's a leader, and that turnover now, Ron Rivera getting let go in Washington. Be interested to see what happens there. Vrabel getting let go in Tennessee. It's like just this constant. I don't know. It keeps us interested, and it's why we have jobs. But it's worth highlighting the good ones. All right, sister. So, in the pregame, which you guys are always great and send in questions, I had alluded to my Jennifer Lawrence love. So the Golden Globes happened on Monday. I didn't watch any of it because where was I? I don't know, somewhere.
No, they were Sunday, right?
Sunday, yeah, Sunday.
Because we got games to watch.
We were doing that. But I have always loved Jennifer Lawrence and working I was flying to Vegas, and there was the Bills Dolphins game on, which, by the way, that's a whole other thing. We'll get to that later. Or maybe not. Anywho, stay on topic, Charissa. Jennifer Lawrence was always one of my favorite people to interview because she's just like the ultimate girl's girl. She doesn't take herself too seriously. And, that moment that she fell up on stage while walking to receive her Oscar, like just instantly endears her to anyone, where it's like, here's the highest honor she can get. And it's like, she's like joking about being like tipsy and falling. So her on the red carpet talking about the Salt Lake housewives. So I haven't seen this.
I'm halfway through.
Oh, you are?
I'm halfway through. Yeah.
Okay.
Not the last episode, but this season.
Okay, so fill me in. I knew the drama from what's the girl's name that got in trouble
Monica, but I don't know Jen. I don't know what's going on, and I'm not there yet.
Okay,
they're about to go on the trip, I guess, where everything goes down. I'm not there yet.
Oh, okay. So I knew the girl that got arrested, though, she's not on the show anymore, right? Jen?
No, Jen's gone. She's she's away.
In jail? Okay.
Yes. But apparently it was a
wild. Okay, so I need to watch that. And then Jennifer Lawrence also looked stunning. We were talking about, is that hair real? Is it not real? It looked real. I mean, it was glistening. But also I noticed this natural makeup situation. Gorgeous. Kylie Jenner also didn't look like she had a lot of makeup on. The no makeup look
really, really pretty.
Really
She's
pretty.
Looking great.
I know. And that's where it's like, I can't do the no makeup thing. It's not really.
You can,
no,
Charissa.
I can't. Where it's like, look at these eyebrows. But I need to figure out how that, like, you're like effortlessly just like doing it. I don't know. I was into it.
Because it's really makeup. Like it's the makeup.
Like when you see makeup artists, they're like, this is how you get the look. And it's 75 different things. And you're like, what? Yeah. How are we doing that? But yeah, she was a highlight for me. I just love that woman. She doesn't care.
Yeah, she's great.
Herself.
She's hilarious. Like I would love, I'll say this honestly, to have her behavior, her attitude. And I feel like we are close to that and not hear from other people. Like, shut up. We're allowed to be ourselves,
There was someone yesterday that was like, I like that you're just, authentic. And I was like, oh, do you? Good. Well, I'm glad you like that. It is a fine line with being yourself, but then also the problem is that we have employers. You know what I mean? Like there comes a point where I think like the most free people are the people that already have the money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But okay, we also talked in the pregame about little macaroon teething. So if anyone out there didn't hear the pregame,
and hear my imitation,
Erin needs some tips on teething. Are we putting the things like in the freezer?
Yeah,
and
things are in the freezer. Oh, I don't think you know this. We started. Oh yeah, I sent you the video. Oatmeal, avocado.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you told me that he was on to solids, and that makes me very sad that he's already growing up. He's 15 years old, and these outfits that you send, he looks so freaking cute.
They have this cool little kind. It looks like a lot, like almost like a ring pop, but what would be like the ring is a kind of like a spongy, meshy kind of thing that you put the avocado in and you freeze it. Okay. So he's like sucking on it and helping his gums, and then making these weird moaning noises while he's doing it. And I'm like, as long as you're not crying, but yeah, it's hard, man. I think I had told you this. Talking to Charlotte Jones
Tilbury?
About being a mom and feeling guilty and all this stuff.
Yeah,
and she just had
her.
great advice about it. And then actually week 18, she was on the field with her son. And I said, oh, is this your son you were telling me about? You had so much guilt about? And she goes, yes. And now he calls me every single day. So it was very sweet. But yeah, no, I feel guilty because I get home and I see him and I'm like, hey, what's up? And he's just like, and I'm like, throw him back to the nanny. All right, see you later.
No, you're doing great. I texted you the other day because I was thinking about you just like walking through the airport, where I feel like I'm at the end of the line here, and we are so grateful. Like, I hate that I even have to do a disclaimer. I'm not complaining. We love our jobs. We blah blah blah. But you just get to a point where you're like, all right, like we're running the marathon and we're on mile 24, and it, like, anyways. But I was like, I don't even have a child at home. Like, that's another, like, this is your first season of having a human and balancing that. And you've been very honest and transparent, as you always are, with like that process. So I'm just proud of you, because that's a whole other thing, girlfriend. Okay. So another thing that I wanted to just vent about, because this is a safe space and our podcast, or our Calm Down family, I feel like this will induce some feedback from our listeners and viewers. Anyone else get really annoyed when people, because we live in the era of people always have their phones and emails and this and that. If you don't respond back to an email within 5 freaking seconds, I get another one just bumping this up to the top of your inbox. Friendly friendly reminder, just circling back. Hey, why don't you circle around somewhere else? Because you sent the email 5 minutes ago. I don't have to answer this. I am going to put people on a 24-hour response probation. You're not getting a response from me for at least 24 hours. And you know what I don't need? I don't need you going, hello, on a text message when I don't respond to you. Goodbye is the response that I want to give you after that. This idea that we have to immediately respond to anything, unless it has to do with the health of your child or my dogs or anything, I'm not responding back immediately. And don't say it's a friendly reminder, because it doesn't sound friendly at all. So knock it off. That's my rant for the week. Nudging ya.
I hate, this is terrible. The old, here, I'll read it. I just got a text that sounds like this. Hey, let me know when you have time today or tomorrow. I have no time. There's no time. You know what was another one? I talked to one of our bosses about this. When people reached out over the holidays and was like, are you working? Are you insane?
Do you know what I do for? Yeah, exactly. Let me remind you how this is going.
Am I working? Oh, I just didn't think you'd work over the holidays. Huh?
Wake up, America. Yeah. No, that's the stuff where I'm like, oh my God. I know it's dumb shit to complain about, but like, knock it off with the friendly reminders.
This is a friendly reminder. I'm getting a real kick out of, you heard me, some of these entertainment magazines, tabloids, whatever I follow. And all things always go back to Travis and Taylor when they were like, Travis will not be going to the Golden Globes. Here's why Travis Kelce will not be playing week 18 with open eyes. Hey guys, so this is called football. Travis doesn't have to play week 18. And here's why. And here's also why he won't be going to the Golden Globes. He has a thing called a job, okay? And they're playing. I get the biggest kick. And it takes everything out of me just not to be like, Whoa.
Okay,
Hold the phone.
To your point, everything does come back to them because we love them, but not even just them. The Jennifer Anistons of the world who has been, look, oh, I feel so bad for them. We don't feel bad for them. That's not my point. But I cannot imagine her strolling through the grocery store and seeing yet another headline about her on the front of
alone and not pregnant.
Alone, exactly. Like, here we go again. It's like, my God, this poor girl. Or like, Travis and Taylor engaged? ? You're like, give it a minute, everyone. I can't imagine if I were those people.
Engaged. I don't care.
Well, I do want them engaged, but you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, or the whole thing of like when it was her birthday and like getting a ring, like he bought whatever it is. I'm just like, this is why I can't work in entertainment full time anymore, because
it's a lot.
I would just look at Mario at some points and be like, I can't read. This is a joke, right? Like, I can't actually pretend that I care about this. And he's like, yeah, I get it. But I'm like, no, it takes a certain person to have that like thing. Yeah. And that was not me. Clearly.
I do get a kick out of some people, and I've been around certain people that really believe what is, on these shows and what the clickbait, the headlines, or, in front of the magazines is Bible, is like unreal. I was at a dinner. It was an older woman. I'm older. And she just said something like, she's never been happier. Taylor's never been happy. I was like, did you talk to her?
Oh, right? Where you're like, wait a minute. I love how people know.
And then I was like, she was talking about something, the poor fan that passed away at her concert. And she said, she is just beside herself. And I was like, do you have a dress? No, but he said it. And I was like, well, there you go. But it is funny.
Oh, yeah. I can't do that anymore.
It's all too good.
It's all too good. Okay, so what else happened? So when do you have a busy week? You're going to head to Dallas earlier this week than normal.
I'm going to head to Dallas on Thursday. I'm going to sit down with Cutie CeeDee Lamb. He may or may not have had a big year. I'm excited to talk to him. That'll be great. And then big night in the D. I'll be looking for our houses. You, me, and somebody else who wants to move there.
Now, I have a conundrum. I have a real problem. So I want to move to Dallas with you.
I thought we were going to.
No, we are. But I'm going to need a moment. There's very few things in my life.
Where are you going now?
There's very few things in my life that I will brag about. But it happened again, Erin. I got Delta 360. Woo!
I don't know how, and I'm sorry. I think
Delta
it's wrong.
360.
You haven't even been on Delta
360. I got Delta. Well, sounds like you're bitter. Stop being bitter. Be better.
I travel more than anyone.
I got Delta 360 again. I think because I'm so passionate about them, and Ed Bastian knows that. So my conundrum is I can't move to Dallas because that's an American hub, and my loyalty to Delta.
Fly to love. Fly is Delta.
Oh, thank God. Well, then fine. I can move to Dallas because it'll
be closer to where we live too.
Oh, oh my God. Well, I love this. This is great. Crisis averted because I was
Jordan love.
These are the things when you don't have a child, the things that keep you up at night are I can't move to Dallas because it's American and I need to stay on Delta. Yeah.
Oh no. I slept on wait for it. People will call me, just stuck up or whatever, on a non-lay flat on American because I want the loyalty points, but I'm going to call American actually. Sweet, I forgot her name. She is adorable. She listens to Calm Down all the time. She's with American. I want to ask, I got enough loyalty points for the full year of the membership, but it's not letting me click on. I think her name is Elise. Elise. I have a question. Why can't I get the full membership? I have enough. I have over 400,000 loyalty points.
I don't know.
On the year.
But this
not to brag.
Well, no, I mean, I'm bragging about 360 and Peter Schrager, who flies every week as well. It was like, I didn't even know about 360, but then I got upstaged by Charles Woodson. He's not only a Delta 360, he's a million miler. And on his little screen, it says 360 and million mile. And I was like, I've got work to do.
I'm a million miler on Delta. I'll tell you what I have right now.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now.
An American.
You need to say goodbye to Elise because your loyalty can't be to both places, okay? You got to choose. And these are the hard decisions you're going to have to make in life. I know. But since you work a Dallas game every other day, it looks like you're going to have to start flying out of love, sister. Okay?
In the words of Max Stoll,
It's a game changer, though, when you travel enough. But the loyalty program is so crazy. Steve got on a flight the other day because he was like a certain number away from getting the next like level. He flew to Dallas to just get it. And then Jillian was telling me about a friend of hers that had to fly to Bali. Like literally fly to Bali to get the mileage. Like it's highly competitive out there. In this,
it is in the streets.
Skies are crazy.
It's
the skies are crazy. That Alaska flight. Oh my God. Thank God they were okay.
God.
Seriously. Like when I saw that, I was like, how, by the grace of God, how was no one, I don't wear my seatbelt ever on an airplane, which maybe
but you have to.
But after seeing that, I was like, I don't want to ever take my seatbelt off.
I know. And here's another thing, Jason, there's a reason for that. He's the one that flies. He's from Seattle. If we have a game in San Fran, he'll fly to New York, then to San Fran just to get the miles. But he was saying, we were talking because he flies Alaska because of obviously Seattle. He was saying you need to start wearing your seatbelt because if you hit like some sort of wind situation or a jet stream, or I don't even know if that's accurate. If you drop, you could hit your head. It holds you in the seat. You got to put your seatbelt on.
I'm going to be better about that. I can't. I'm not going to tell you I'm going to do it all the time. I'm not. It's like how many days
smashing your head
do they say to concussion protocol? I was just beside myself when I saw that situation of that door fly off, and I was like, oh my God.
Hey, I had a disruptive passenger on my plane, and you know what? Shout out to American Airlines and the pilot and the flight attendant. This was the words that came out of her mouth. I have zero tolerance right now. Awesome.
Good for you.
Get off. Get off.
Mm-hmm. Well,
this woman ran. She went down the jetway. She didn't care. They were like, ma'am, you can only have 2 bags. She had 3. She bypassed the gate agent. She ran down the jetway and then she ran down the aisle. Tom Rinaldi said out loud, where did she think she was going or getting there's the fugitive or
not the getaway car.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is the thing that kills me. The entitlement of people. And look, I get it. Okay. I'm not going to pretend that I've never done anything in my life that thinks that the rules don't apply to me. Okay. Have I, do I speed every now and then? Sure, I do. Okay. Whatever. I'm not like a rule, like I follow every rule. But what gets me is this idea that you're above the requirement. So why do you get to bring 3 bags? So what part did you miss about this? Like everyone else is following along and following the rules. And it's like, then you got to have that one person that's like, it's just as simple as what? So justify or tell me why the rules don't apply to you. I would love to hear why you think that you're special. It just gets me. Because now you're making it harder for everyone else. And to your point about the poor flight attendant or steward or whoever,
their job.
They're just doing their job, man. I give it to them. I'm like, and you've said it before, and I love this. Like, they're not your waitress in the sky. They're not there. They're there for your safety, number one. And then second to that is, and I get when you pay a premium and you sit in first class, there is certain treatment that you should get because you're paying more money. Like I love when a flight attendant asks me, would you like a drink before we take off? Like that's a perk of being in first class. Like that's fine. But if that's not an option, you don't need to get mad at these people. Like they're just trying to do their jobs. I don't know. People are crazy.
I feel like when you say please or thank you to a flight attendant, their face lights up because most people treat them like dog shit. I've sat next to passengers all the time that are like, of a Coke. Say please.
Please.
Say
and not
please.
only that, there's times where they'll write a handwritten note or a cute little chocolate. Yeah. And then I'll see someone go like this and just put it. And I'm like, okay, so
I always take it with me.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, so wait, if that poor flight attendant who took the time to write that, which first of all, handwritten notes in any capacity is incredible. And now she's going to have to clean up the note that she just took the time or he just wrote the time to write. Knock it off. Delta 360 forever.
An American. Come on, Elise.
Proud to be an American.
Oh, by the way, we have a follow-up to, remember last week I didn't really understand the text that I sent to you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I was drinking. That is accurate. I remembered exactly what was happening. We were at a lovely dinner, and mine is too. We were at a lovely dinner, and our friend was talking about his wife, trying to pull it up. And he was just saying what an amazing person she is. They run a business together. Jeremy Clark, he works for the Los Angeles Kings.
Cutie.
He's adorable.
Okay.
He was talking about his wife, Jen, and I was like, you love your wife so much. Like you just, the way you talk about her, he goes, I do. I do. He goes, I just have a mature recognition for the person that's in my house and in my life and helping me run my business. And I said, I am writing that line down and talking about it on the podcast.
It's so sweet.
I have a mature recognition for the person in my house, the person helping me run my business and my life. I can't. Jeremy Clark, you're shaping lives.
You should do a TED Talk on, we have great men in our lives. We are very lucky. But I said to Steve the other day, because he opened my door, I said, how about you do that every time? Like, wouldn't that be sweet if every single time you got in the car, that your husband opened the door for you? I don't know. It doesn't take much. Now, I need to start thinking of some sweet things too. I'm pretty good about leaving
your
notes here and
husband
there.
is so nice and thoughtful.
Yeah, but he's not perfect. I mean, Steve can work on a few things. I mean, we all can. I need to recognize the mature recognition of the person that's in my house. Yeah,
I would
think that's so sweet. I really love that. I really love when you hear men or women just adore, they just adore their human. All right, I'm going to start adoring you, Steve. I'll try. Anywho, we're all out of time, unfortunately.
Oh my God.
What?
You want to talk about somebody I adore?
I'll
tell you when we stop recording.
Me more. Remember that song? Was that Color Me Bad?
Yeah.
Anyways, we're all out of time. Color Me Bad in the lighting in this room. Las Vegas, it's been real. Erin, crush it this week. And we will recap all things first round wildcard weekend next week on the podcast. And yeah, for the pregame, I have one last thing I want to say, and then I'll lock it up.
What?
Send us in any stories that you have on the circling back, because I get fired up on these things. And what's a good rebuttal? What's a good response? And then also any flight attendants or anybody that needs recognition in the airways, let us know, because I'd like to highlight them because
There's a lot of flight attendants that listen to Calm Down. They do. Well, sorry to cut you off, but they love us. Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeart Radio.
For more podcasts from iHeart Radio, visit the iHeart Radio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.